Okay, I'd like to welcome everybody to this very special meeting tonight, meeting number 456 of Grand Falls-Windsor Town Council. Obviously, we will be presenting our 2016 budget tonight, and also very special because we're so close to Christmas. So we'll get right into it. First of all, we want to adopt the minutes of the meeting number 455. Any errors or omissions? Hearing none. Can I have a motion for adoption? Councillor Moores, Councillor Mercer. Any discussion? All those in favor? Contrary minded? Motion carried. Business arising out of the minutes. Any business arising? Hearing none. We'll move on to the disbursement report. Councillor Pinsent. It's in the, should be, yeah.
I'm so concentrated getting ready for my big speech, I looked at the disbursement report. I moved the disbursement report of $802,632.16 be adopted.
Okay, it's been moved by Councillor Pinsent that the disbursement report be adopted. Seconded by Councillor Coady-Davis. Any discussion? All those in favor? Motion carried. Okay, this point in the meeting we normally deal with correspondence, and we do have one bit of correspondence to deal with, and that's the resignation letter that was received from former Mayor Hawkins now Minister Hawkins, I guess, and he submitted a letter and informed council that his effective resignation date was December 15th, 2015. So we will need a motion to accept that resignation letter. Moved by Councillor Coady-Davis, seconded by Councillor Finn. Any discussion? All those in favor? Contrary? Committee reports. Committee of the Whole, Councillor Coady-Davis.
Thank you. The Committee of the Whole met on Monday, December 7th at 7 p.m. In attendance, Acting Mayor Barry Manuel, Councillors Darren Finn, Amy Coady-Davis, Bruce Moores, Tom Pinsent, and Rodney Mercer. Staff included Michael Pinsent and Barry Griffin. First item on the agenda, fireworks sale. The committee recommends that the Town of Grand Falls-Windsor mobile canteen and vendors regulations be amended as follows. 5A, Council or its representatives shall not issue a permit for the operation of any mobile canteen, any approved vending site, or any vending operation that it deems unsafe or unfit for the purposes intended. And 5B, the sale of fireworks is prohibited from any mobile canteen or mobile operation or from any approved vending site or temporary parking lot location. The next item was the 25th anniversary. There was discussion that January 1st, 2016 is the 25th anniversary of the amalgamation of the former towns of Grand Falls and Windsor. The committee recommends that plans be put in place to celebrate this milestone, and I will just add a note that that most likely will happen throughout 2016. I move the recommendations and the report of this committee. Our meeting did adjourn at 8:30 p.m.
Thank you. Okay, it's been moved by Councillor Coady-Davis. Looking for a seconder. Councillor Mercer, any discussion? Councillor Finn.
Yes, Deputy Mayor. I'd like to request of Council we could separate the fireworks sale component of the minutes from that set of minutes to be voted on separately.
Okay, it's been moved by Councillor Finn. He would like to separate the fireworks sale agenda item from the minutes to vote on separately. Councillor Coady-Davis seconded that motion. Any discussion on the motion to separate? Hearing none. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Okay, so we will go ahead now and vote on the minutes without that item, as moved by Councillor Coady-Davis. Seconded by Councillor Mercer. Any discussion on the minutes? None? All those in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried. Okay, we will now entertain a motion on the fireworks. Councillor,
Well, just for
Yes,
clarification,
Councillor
Deputy
Finn.
Mayor, what I've requested in having this section of the minutes separated is just I assume council would want these exact words to go forward as the adopted text of the Committee of the Whole minutes. And what I would like to do is have a debate on this section.
that's fair enough. We can get a motion to accept that section and a seconder, and then we can entertain some discussion.
Sure.
Okay, so I'm still looking for a motion to accept the fireworks sale agenda item. Councillor Pinsent, it's been moved, seconded by Councillor Mercer. Now, any discussion on the motion?
Yes, Deputy Mayor. The fireworks sale discussion came about as a result of some business persons approaching various members of council over the past 2 years, I think on various occasions, and requesting, really taking issue with a fireworks vendor that was set up on the mall parking lot. And set up, someone who came to our town, used our permit process, acquired a permit, rented or leased space from Dominion, which is a business in our town as well, allowing them to operate on the mall parking lot. And I suspect doing very well in terms of their sales, although I have no verification of the sales. So this resolution here deals with the changes in our vendor regulations. Under Section 5, it adds a B, and it says the sale of fireworks is prohibited from any mobile canteen or mobile operation or any approved vending site or temporary parking lot location. So this is a ban on fireworks from vendor locations, from vendors across the community. And I don't support it because I find that it's restrictive. It's restrictive from the point of view of free enterprise. It's a free enterprise. If I wanted to go into another community in the province, I'm not aware of any practice that limits me from finding or establishing some business relationship with a company in St. John's and setting up on their parking lot, albeit having to meet their vendor regulations and sell fireworks. So I find it restrictive in terms of limiting one item for sale, where we allow the selling of fish, we allow the selling of Christmas trees, we allow all the farmers markets to go on at vendor locations, chips, hamburgers, all these food products, but not fireworks. And I believe it's mostly rooted in complaints for this for fireworks to be sold. Now, I understand this amendment to our regulations is dealing with a safety issue as well that's raised, but our regulations don't do anything to say, well, if fireworks is unsafe to sell on a parking lot, which I totally get can be possible, then what about, is there a way that they could sell it and they be safely sold? So versus doing, offering an alternative way to get it done, council said, no sale of fireworks. So I have to take exception to council taking this approach to change a regulation to limit the sale of fireworks. And not because I don't support the business community that sells fireworks, because obviously I do. But I also support their opportunity to go to other communities and expand their businesses. And for individuals in our town to go to other towns and set up their tables and vendors and grow their businesses. So it's a sword that cuts two ways. And it's for that reason, Mr. Deputy Mayor, that I'm voting against this amendment change.
Thank you, Councillor Finn. Any other discussion? Councillor Morris?
I think most of our conversation when we were discussing this in committee was the safety aspect of the motion. And I noticed this week that the vendor that was used to occupy the mall parking lot, I noticed that he's moved into a building now, so it's that particular vendor is moved into a permanent building. Now, I don't know for how long, but that's entirely up to him. But I think the biggest problem we were having with it was a safety problem, and that's why I think we should keep the motion. So I'm going to vote for the motion to keep. I'm going to vote against the motion to have it removed.
So just to clarify, Councillor Morris, you're in support of the motion to accept this part of the minutes with regards to the sale of fireworks and the changing of the regulations. You support that is what I'm getting. I just want to clarify.
No, I'm not in favor of changing it from what it was and what it read in the minutes.
Okay, yes, yeah. Yes, yeah, okay, that's what I meant, yeah. Any other discussion? Councillor Coady-Davis.
I do have a few points on this, and I have to say that this issue has come up several times. The safety aspect only came up recently, and I don't know if that was just another way of enhancing the argument to change the regulations. But I do want to say that, you know, I disagree with the change in policy on this, because competition is healthy. I think when we make our regulations restrictive, we eliminate vendors being able to come from outside and set up in Grand Falls-Windsor. You know, it's sending the wrong message to not just residents and consumers in Grand Falls-Windsor, but also to business owners who are looking at expanding businesses. All in all, I mean, this is consumers' choice, where you buy your products. Do we want you to support your Grand Falls-Windsor businesses? Absolutely, we do 100%. But I personally do not want to send the message to our residents that you can only buy your products in Grand Falls-Windsor. This is consumer choice. If we start eliminating the availability of other vendors in Grand Falls-Windsor, then we don't know what's going to be reciprocated from other communities. That's going to impact on our own businesses, again, like Councillor Finn said, allowing them to go and expand their businesses throughout the province as well, as a way of promoting Grand Falls-Windsor. So I certainly, you know, do not support the change in policy for that reason. Also, it's been mentioned that the vendor in question has now purchased commercial space for this selling season for the product that they sell. Had they not been allowed to come in here the last couple of years and sell their product, realize the value of their business in Grand Falls-Windsor, the value of the consumer's choice in Grand Falls-Windsor, that may not have happened. So because they were allowed to come in here the last couple of years, now one of our business owners, our lease holders or landlords has been able to rent property that may have been vacant and remained vacant. We don't know if this vendor is going to stay here just for the month of December or a couple weeks in December, or if they will continue. Maybe they have other products that they see the value of having this business in Grand Falls-Windsor and may maintain that space on a long-term basis. So again, for that reason, I agree with Councillor Finn. Grand Falls-Windsor is open for business, and I totally disagree with the change in this policy.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Coady-Davis. Any other discussion on the motion? No? Okay, well, we have a motion to accept. Can you remind me, Mr. Town Clerk, on the motion and the seconder initially? I think Councillor Pinsent...
It was moved by Councillor Pinsent, seconded by Councillor Mercer, that the recommendations for changes in the minutes be approved.
Right, okay. Okay, so based on that, we'll call for a vote. So all those in favor? Aye? All those against? We have a tie, so it's
It's a
defeated.
defeated motion.
We'll move right along on the agenda. Okay. Now we're getting into the big part of the night, the budget. And before I call on Councillor Pinsent, I believe Councillor Finn is going to make a motion.
Yes, thank you, Deputy Mayor. In advance of Councillor Pinsent presenting the budget for adoption, I would like to move that the grant for Quarter Brook and the amount of $40,000 be separated from the budget for the sake of voting purposes and discussion. So I so move.
Okay, it's been moved by Councillor Finn to separate that. It's seconded by Councillor Morse. Any discussion on the separation? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
Okay, so we will first deal with the big 2016 budget. So Councillor Pinson's all yours.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Deputy Mayor and Council, for the residents of Grand Falls-Windsor, you did not buy a new pair of tight-fitting shoes this evening, so you don't have that much to worry about. It's a great pleasure that I present the Town of Grand Falls-Windsor 2016 municipal operating budget. 2016 will mark the 25th anniversary as an amalgamated town, and the future is bright. We are confident and excited about the opportunities that lie ahead. This document is a result of long hours of deliberation, a review of our past year's activities, and consideration of our future direction. Faced with the challenging economic outlook, both nationally and provincially, we are confident in the resiliency that has always been demonstrated in this community to continue to make Grand Falls-Windsor the place to live and a great place to do business. We are proud of the quality of life Grand Falls-Windsor has to offer to its citizens, and Council will do their utmost to ensure this continues into the future. Our local economy remains active with growth in retail and residential construction. Although the pace of home construction has slowed provincially and nationally, over 50 new houses began construction in Grand Falls-Windsor in 2015. The value of construction in 2015 is over $16 million. Council are taking steps towards to build on a solid foundation we have in Grand Falls-Windsor, and will continue with our mission of making Grand Falls-Windsor the best it can be. A balanced budget for 2016 allows us to continue on that path. In relation to the revenue, total municipal revenue for 2016 is projected to be $17.5 million. Included in the revenue are adjustments due to property assessment carried out by the Municipal Assessment Agency based on January 1st, 2014 values. As a result of this assessment, the average property value in Grand Falls-Windsor increased by 15.8% over the previous assessment. The average assessed value of a residential property in Grand Falls-Windsor now stands at $176,555. To offset this impact of the increased assessment value, Council has elected to decrease the current mill rate from 8.5 mils to 7.5 mils. 7.75 mils. This 0.75 mil decrease is amongst the largest reduction when comparing Grand Falls-Windsor to other communities across the province. This decrease in the mill rate will ensure that Grand Falls-Windsor remains amongst the lowest tax communities of similar size in Newfoundland and Labrador. As evidence of this fact, an analysis comparing Grand Falls-Windsor to other similar communities puts Grand Falls-Windsor among the lowest taxed. It is a primary objective of this council to ensure Grand Falls-Windsor remains an affordable place to live. In addition, there will be no change in the residential water rates, making a total residential municipal tax increase of 5.2%. It's a very modest increase. This is the first property tax increase in 3 years, and means that the average taxpayer in Grand Falls-Windsor will pay $109 per year more. Modest indeed. Commercial property rates will remain unchanged. As well, there is no increases in other fees or permits in 2016. Grand Falls-Windsor's total debt per household, and per capita debt all sit among the lowest in comparison to large municipalities. This council will continue to carefully consider future expenditures to ensure our manageable debt position is maintained. To assist seniors, council will be continuing with a low-income seniors discount program, which will grant a 20% discount to those who qualify. All seniors who pay before March 31st will be eligible for an additional 5% discount. Last year, 300 senior households availed of this program at a cost savings to them of $155,000. This program assists those on fixed incomes to help ensure a better quality of life. Council recognizes the need to provide assistance to our seniors whenever possible. As a result of our efforts, and in conjunction with municipalities Newfoundland and Labrador, it was announced that a portion of the government gas tax will be included in our 2016 budget. Revenues from this are estimated to be $88,923. It is hoped that negotiations will continue with the province on the fiscal framework to remove the provincial HST and payroll tax for municipal expenses. Achievement of these savings will contribute greatly to the long-term stability of our town. The town of Grand Falls-Windsor firmly believes that the government should not be taxing municipalities. Expenditures. Total expenditures forecast for 2016 are $16,158,000, providing capital funding of $779,000, thus reducing our required capital borrowing. Debt payments are projected to be $1,688,000, resulting in a debt payment ratio of 9.97%. As noted, Grand Falls-Windsor enjoys a favorable debt position. Our debt payment ratio is one of the lowest in the province and allows us to continue making capital investment in town infrastructure. This is critical to maintaining the current level of service we now enjoy. Parks and Recreation. Total expenditures for Parks and Recreation are projected to be $1,955,000. This past year saw significant developments, including the completion of the new dog park, installation of lights at Goodyear and Main Street ball fields, a complete revamping of the Sutherland Drive playground with the addition of a new state-of-the-art play and adult exercise structures, the very popular splash pad, as well as a new clubhouse for the minor baseball fields. Plans for 2016 include completion of a new playground on Main Street, upgrades to the outdoor basketball courts, and further development of the ski trails to allow year-round use, the addition of a mountain biking and hiking trail as well. We anticipate 2016 to be another busy and exciting year for Parks and Recreation as we continue to strive to make Grand Falls-Windsor the very best place to live. In the delivery of recreation leisure services to our citizens, the town of Grand Falls-Windsor provides funding to many valuable community organizations and service groups. We look forward to continuing our support through the provision of funds as follows. Y2C Youth Center, $15,000. YMCA, $25,000. Environmental Resource Management Association, IRMA for short, $6,900. Exploits Regional Curling Club, $15,000. Grand Falls-Windsor Heritage Society, $10,000. A&D Players, $15,000. And of course, the golf course at $25,000. As well, the town will provide $25,000 in support to community groups that include support to minor hockey and figure skating through the First Time Skaters program. As well, council will continue to support arts groups such as Canvas, the Town Band, Fresh Start Theatre, Northcliffe Drama Club, Family Tree Group, Kiwanis Music Festival, and others. Economic development and tourism. The town of Grand Falls-Windsor will continue to invest in economic development initiatives to help ensure a vibrant and growing economy for the future of our town and region. The total allocation for 2016 is $283,000. Council is committed to pursue all opportunities to strengthen and diversify our economy and to partner with provincial and federal agencies in our efforts. The town is focused on the business of health through healthcare education, professional development, and life science research and development opportunities for our economy. Some specific initiatives include the establishment of a satellite school of nursing in partnership with Memorial University to meet the healthcare needs of the province, provide educational opportunities for people in the region, and to strengthen our local economy. Council will continue its partnership with Memorial University's Faculty of Medicine, the University of Western Ontario, McMaster University, and Central Health to create Genomic Research Centre in Grand Falls-Windsor to help improve care outcomes focused on hearing loss. Council will continue its efforts to establish Grand Falls-Windsor as a preferred global site for data centre investment in partnership with COA, the Government of Newfoundland and Labrador, the Canadian Trade Commissioner Services, Nelcor Energy, and private sector partners. Council will continue to focus on an age-friendly strategy to proactively meet the needs of a growing senior population in Grand Falls-Windsor. Specific projects include a senior trades fair, senior social isolation conference, facilitation of a Meals and Wheels program, and the creation of an online resource called Seniors Wellness Hub. Council will continue to work with community groups to develop further initiatives to improve the quality of life for seniors. Council will continue to develop newly established events, such as the Midwinter Biver and the Mud Fest, to produce economic benefit. Council will update its riverfront development plan that will consider future plans beyond the mill demolition. This process will continue to proceed with community and stakeholder input and consultation. Council will have further discussion and research to find potential sources of funding to develop the former mill property and surrounding lands. Public Works. The Department of Public Works provides an essential service required by the citizens of this community to live, work, and enjoy life. These include roads and transportation, snow clearing, water and sewage, waste management, street lighting, fire protection, and wastewater treatment. Council commits in this budget to continue to maintain the current levels of service. In addition, this department oversees the operation of the water treatment plant, providing safe, reliable drinking supply for over 20,000 people, including Botwood, Bishop Falls, and Peterview. Total funding for this department is $6,964,000 for 2016 operations. Capital projects. Continued investment in our municipal infrastructure is essential to maintaining our ability to keep the level of service delivery that our citizens expect and deserve. In 2016, our capital work spending is estimated at $8.3 million. The town's share of this is $2.9 million net of federal and provincial funding. Work planned for 2016 include completion of Duggan Street and Hardy Avenue expansion and resurfacing, 2nd Avenue infrastructure upgrades, cenotaph refurbishment at the memorial grounds in preparation for the 100th anniversary of Beaumont Hamel, water and sewer upgrades, vehicle and equipment replacement, and of course, street resurfacing will continue as well. Protective services. This council has also been taking a proactive approach to the areas of fire protection services. We can speak with great pride about our volunteer fire department, which is often and justly recognized as one of the very best in the province. Their dedication and readiness is a point that should bring comfort to all citizens. We will continue to lobby the province for increased financial resources for our local RCMP. There has also been great results from our municipal police and animal control department through increased presence and accountability with the enforcement of municipal regulations. Council are pleased to announce they are maintaining our operational grant of $12,000 to SPCA to assist with their housing of animals at their facility. In conclusion, the proposed 2016 municipal operating budget is what we consider to be a fair and equitable allocation of resources necessary to maintain the standards the residents of this community currently enjoy. We are proud to say that it is a balanced budget which maintains the current levels of service. Good municipal governments will be a key part of our goals and will determine our future successes. The acceptance of this budget will ensure there's continued management of town resources and sufficient investment in our municipal services that our citizens expect and deserve. I move the adoption of this 2016 municipal operating budget.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Pinsent. It's been moved by Councillor Pinsent and seconded by Councillor Mercer to adopt the 2016 budget. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none. No, sorry. Councillor Finn.
Absolutely. Yes, Deputy Mayor. Just a couple of brief remarks on the budget. Obviously, the budget is a result of deliberations over the past couple of months from our individual committee works, all rolling up into committee of the whole discussions that went on at quite length on all the various services that are contained within that budget and planned for. And I very much support the budget. I realize it's a modest increase in taxes, but it still keeps us among the lowest tax of large communities, and we still are able to maintain a high level of service It allows us, this budget also allows us to maintain our capital investment, which is very much necessary to improve our infrastructure, and in one particular area, street resurfacing, I realize that we will set our capital priorities as we go forward beyond the adoption of this budget. But we've been able to maintain a street resurfacing budget in the past 4 or 5 years in the range of $2 million, and we've seen the results in our streets of having high-quality paving going on in our community. So it is for reasons like paving and all of the other capital that Councillor Pinsent spoke about in the budget that I'm very much supportive of this budget. And I would like to congratulate Councillor Pinsent and Chair of the Finance for his leadership on this budget, and of course thank all the councillors for their significant work that went into it.
Thank you, Councillor Finn. Any other comment? Councillor Morse.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Mayor. I'd like to say congratulations to Tom. It's a fine presentation. You never got any new shoes, you said, and I noticed that you're not wearing your white socks this evening.
They will come later.
Well, I take this opportunity to thank you and all of you for your work and commitment in making the 2016 budget a very strong and meaningful document. Thanks go to the senior staff, the department heads, other staff members, without naming anybody, and to councillors for their hours of work they put into making this one of our largest budgets ever. Deputy Mayor, I fully support this budget. This is an aggressive budget that will continue to make the town of Grand Falls-Windsor a better place to work and live in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Morse. Any other discussion? Councillor Pinsent?
Follow what Councillor Moores and Councillor Finn said, and thank town staff. We've worked a lot of hours, and of course, we're here, but behind the scenes, they make it all happen. So thanks to them for preparation of this, and thanks to people that are saying I'm totally responsible. This is a total team effort, and I'd just like to thank everybody for the countless hours that we spent, not just at these deliberations the last month and a half to almost 2 months now, but all year. We've been working, keeping things in budget, keeping things, and sometimes what a lot of the taxpayers need to realize too is that although we set some of these budgets, there are times that we don't need to spend it, we don't spend it. And I think we've been very diligent at that. And, and we understand your concern when the property assessments came out, and it's kind of nerve-wracking when you turn and you see your property value has gone up by $30,000. That was something that was totally beyond our control as taxpayers ourselves. It was a little shocking to open that assessment and go, oh my God. But we've worked, around all year to try to put us in the best economic position that we can, to keep the increase at a modest increase, an increase that is almost like an inflationary, just things as costs go up. The water treatment plant, just for example, just the chemicals themselves have gone up in expense. So we work very hard to keep, and if there was money that, assure the population that we've set a budget. However, if we don't need to spend that budget, and a lot of departments are very frugal in what they do, and they spend what they need, and we save where we can. So once again, it's not just thanks for the last month and a half, but over the whole current year. I think we've had a great year. There's been some bumps in the road. I'm not going to get into any of that, but once again, thanks to everybody for help on this and support, and town staff, we couldn't do it without you.
Thank you, Councillor Pinsent. Any other comments? Well, I'll just finish before I ask for a vote to have my own little comment there. Just thinking about the budget process, and of course, elected in 2013, myself and Councillor Pinsent and Councillor Mercer particularly, our first time going through the budget process was the very first month when we were elected. So talk about getting thrown into the fire. And, it was very much a whirlwind in the first year, trying to get your head around everything and trying to learn how the process works, and at the same time trying to make sure that you understood and were well informed on all the issues so that we could be a part of the process even at an early stage. Now, a couple of years later, this is our third budget, and, I'm pleased that we're able to work well together. We do have a lot of differing opinions, and we do have our share of arguments amongst ourselves, which is healthy, I think, when it comes down to it. At the end of the day, that's good for the process. Councillor Finn pointed it out, but, you know, when you compare Grand Falls-Windsor to the other larger municipalities in the province, we are in very, very good financial shape with regards to our debt and our debt ratio, and with regards to the 5.2% increase. I won't get into the other communities, but I'm sure all their budgets can be found. Some are online, and you can do your own comparisons, but I feel good about the fact that in comparing ourselves to those larger communities, that we really stack up well, and in many cases we're the lowest taxed overall, and again with the lowest, one of the lowest increases this year as well. And when it comes to our services, I mean, just top-notch services. I hear it from the citizens all the time. It's impossible to do a perfect job, you know, but we certainly do a good job here on the roads and the snow clearing and the water treatment that we have here and sewage treatment, and, you know, that is and are the things that make Grand Falls-Windsor a preferred destination to live, and I look forward to continuing along the process beyond this budget. So I just wanted to weigh in on that as well. So hearing no more comments, we'll go back to Councillor Pinsent had made a motion to accept the budget, seconded by Councillor Mercer. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Contrary-minded? Motion carried. Okay, we had a motion for separation from the budget. Before we get into that, I am going to excuse myself for that discussion, but I'll note that the next thing on the meeting agenda is the mayor's position and vacancy, and I do intend to excuse myself for that as well. So instead of coming back and excusing myself again, I'll just turn the chair over. I'm going to ask Councillor Pinsent if he would come up and take over the chair to deal with those issues, and then I'll return when called. Councillor Pinsent.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Those of you who just tuned in, don't adjust your sets. I haven't taken over. There hasn't been a coup d'etat or any of that kind of stuff. We have one thing left to discuss on the budget. Of course, we separated the annual grant to the Corduroy Brook Enhancement Association of $40,000. I hereby move that the grant to ask for a motion to accept the grant to the exploits to the Corduroy Brook Enhancement Association of $40,000. Councillor Finn, second by Councillor Coady-Davis. I get to hit the gavel now? Is this what I get to do? Discussion, any discussion? I'm looking forward to hitting the gavel.
Don't hit me.
Yes.
If I may, Councillor Pinsent, I had moved initially to have it separated from the budget, and that's obviously because the deputy mayor is an employee of Corduroy Brook, and there's $40,000 in our budget that goes that is allocated for the Corduroy Brook Enhancement Association, and that's the reason the deputy mayor has excused himself. But with respect to the $40,000, it's an expense that council has committed to for the past 4 years, I believe, in that amount, but longer in lesser amounts. It's an organization that we have funded for years, and has nothing to do with the deputy mayor being an employee. We support their entire board of directors and organization in all the good work they do in trail development and promotion of the environment in the town of Grand Falls-Windsor. So it's an important organization to our citizens, and our survey that was done in 2012 by Track Consultant in terms of getting feedback from our citizens on what they had, I forget the exact phrases that were used in terms of their survey, but it was what citizens appreciated the most about recreation in their community. And number one was Coady Brook Enhancement Association and those trails. And it's for those reasons that I support this $40,000 expenditure in the budget tonight, and there is the reason I've supported the grants to the Coady Brook Enhancement Association in all the previous years. So for that reason, Councillor Pinsent, I'll be supporting that grant amount.
Thank you, Councillor Finn. Any other discussion, any comments? I agree with Councillor Finn. The Coady Brook Association, I think, is beyond reproach when it comes to what they've contributed to the town and what they continue to contribute to the town and what I think they will contribute in the future. So I would agree with Councillor Finn wholeheartedly. Is there any more discussion? Hearing no more discussion, I'm going to get a chance to hit it in a second. Hearing no more discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carried. I feel that I have empowered myself now. I got that out of my system. Christmas must be in the air. Everybody's in a jovial mood. Okay. We now move to a very, very important role that we've been debating for a while. And people have been asking, and we're going to move to the mayor, the mayor's vacancy. So people are asking how the vacancy for the mayor is going to be filled. And should there be one? Section 19, so I'm for the benefit of people in attendance who don't know and the viewing public out there tonight. Section 19 of the Municipalities Act covers this as follows, and I'll read it verbatim out of the Municipalities Act. Vacancy, reference mayor. Section 19(1), when a vacancy occurs in the office of mayor who was originally elected in a separate election, the town council shall fill that vacancy by A, having the deputy mayor assume the office of mayor for the remainder of the elected mayor's term, or B, having the deputy mayor assume the office of mayor until a by-election is held to fill the vacant position of mayor, or C, electing by secret ballot from among the remaining members of council a person to assume the office of mayor for the remainder of the originally elected mayor's term. Section 2, a councillor who wishes to run for election as mayor in a by-election referred to in paragraph 1B shall resign as councillor before running for election as mayor. As per this legislation, council has chosen one of the three options as outlined. I will now ask for a motion from council.
Thank you, Councillor Pinsent. I would like to move that we go with section 19(1)A, which to having a deputy mayor assume the office of mayor for the remainder of the mayor's term.
So moved. Is there a seconder for a motion? Councillor Finn? Is there any further debate or discussion on this motion? Councillor Finn?
Yes, Councillor Pinsent. The resolution is to move that the deputy mayor assume the office of mayor for the remainder of the elected term. Councillor Pinsent, I'm supporting that motion tonight, and because I believe the deputy mayor is quite capable of filling that role for the balance of the elected term, and has done so for the past number of months during the leave of absence of the mayor. With respect to the choices that we have as councillors, I've gotten a variety of feedback from citizens over the past couple of weeks since the former mayor Hawkins has been elected, and I have to say the majority of the feedback I have gotten is consistent with my support tonight. Some of the opposing positions in terms of proceeding with an election have been very few in terms of that point of view, and you would also find that same feedback in letters that have been written to the paper and that kind of thing. So I guess those that are advocating, some of the folks that have advocated, or citizens that have advocated for going with an election, have also written the paper, and their views are quite known as well. So, you know, when I was elected and when all councillors tonight were elected 2 years ago, we were elected with the authorities that we carried out in adopting this budget tonight and allocating funds. And these rules were also laid out in the Municipalities Act as options that elected councillors have to choose among. So choosing any one of them is very democratic. We're all acting on behalf of people that elected us. And for all those reasons, Councillor Pinsent, that I'm supporting the mayor assuming the office, or the deputy mayor Manuel assuming the office of mayor for the rest of the elected term.
Thank you, Councillor Finn.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Councillor Mercer.
Do you like being called Chair?
Chair, that'd be called worst.
Mr. Chair, I just want to reiterate on what the Councillor Finn just mentioned. We were elected to go 2 years and 3 months ago with a mandate to govern as per legislation, and the legislation clearly states that we have 3 options. Of the 3 options, there's one there that I'm not overly fond of, and that would be a councillor who wishes to run for election as a mayor in a by-election referred to in paragraph 1B shall resign as a councillor before running for an election as mayor. And I don't understand the logic in this piece of legislation. It's obviously outdated because in the provincial system, well, even from a municipal perspective, if you want to run provincially, you got the option of taking leave of absence, and if successful, you resign. And the legislation states that you don't even have to resign. You can technically hold 2 positions. You can be a councillor or a mayor, and you can also be an MHA for the area. So you could be representing 2 levels of government at the same time and not be in conflict. So there's certain things I don't understand. And for municipal politicians, the options and the noose is tightened a lot more than what it should be, because it says a councillor shall resign before running for election as mayor. So there's not many options available. So maybe in the future, what we can do as the council is look to municipal affairs, and maybe at our next MNL convention, maybe we can look at this as put an option forward to be voted on, amended on, and discussed at the convention.
Put in the resolution.
Put in the resolution, yeah. So another thing Councillor Finn mentioned was feedback from the general public. There have been some people that have given me a lot of feedback, and there have been some people that have said, well, no, that's fine, let the legislation go on as follows. I think there was even a survey done in the one of the local medias, I think with the Advertiser, and they talked about the options being put forward and the options that council had in deciding how to go about. And even if you follow social media, there's a lot of feedback on social media, but the one thing that some people sometimes don't understand is that at some point in the very near future, we've got to have a by-election to fill one of these seats. Municipal affairs, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Pinsent, Town Clerk Pinsent, that is, we do have to fill a seat, and we can't go on for an extended period of time with a vacant seat here at the council chamber. So there will be a by-election at some point in the very near future. I know in CBS, the deputy mayor moved up to the position of mayor, and they're having a by-election, I think, in February the 9th for the position of councillor. And I think in Stephenville, they're having a by-election coming up soon. So needless to say, there will be a by-election here in Grand Falls-Windsor for a position on council, just like there is in other communities around the province. So I just wanted to let that be known. Mr. Chair, Pinsent. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Councillor Mercer. Councillor Morris.
Make the point that is not only my opinion. I've also spoke to a lot of the citizens out around and asked them their opinion. And I've got very little feedback from anything different than what we've decided that we do tonight. Seems like I'd say 99% of them wants the deputy mayor to move up, and it's not only my opinion, it's the opinion of the citizens that I've been talking to over the last 2 or 3 months.
Thank you, Councillor Morris. You may as well.
I may as well.
Councillor
Yeah,
Coady-Davis.
and again, I've been out there on the social media through my own Facebook posts and commenting on the posts of others through Twitter, Facebook, you know, through the various media sources. And again, you know, absolutely, when you have these positions in place, a deputy or a vice, the role of those individuals is to step in and fill the position in the absence of the mayor or the president or the executive director or at whatever level. So those positions are in place specifically for these reasons. And again, you know, the general public has had plenty of opportunity to voice their opinions on this matter, and they certainly have. And the response that I have gotten, not to mention, you know, what my fellow councillors have mentioned tonight, has been that the deputy mayor step in and complete the role of mayor for the remainder of this term, and that the possibility of a by-election for council be held at a later date. And once this term is over, then decisions obviously will be made, as in any general election, how the general public wants council to be formed, and they will certainly have their voice again at that time. So obviously, my support is for the deputy mayor to move into the role as mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Coady-Davis. Just to sort of join in with the chorus, I think I agree with what Councillor Finn and Councillor Mercer and everybody is saying, that, you know, democratically, we were given the right when we were elected a little over 2 years ago to make these decisions. And in making decision, and I'm speaking from my own personal, when I make a decision from my personal viewpoint, is that I look at it and say, okay, what would better serve the interests of the town? Where would we be better with? Would we be better with having another election? Would we be better with one of those three choices? And in my view, and I think most people are echoing the view, the deputy mayor has shown to me, and I think he's shown to the people of the town, that he has the ability to be an outstanding mayor and to follow in that tradition. We've had some outstanding mayors in the town, in former town of Grand Falls and the former town of Windsor, and since Grand Falls, Windsor has become one town, we've had great leadership. And I think that in keeping with that tradition, I think the Deputy Mayor Manuel, has shown, once again, to me, that he has the ability to take that. And for the betterment of the town, in the best interest of the town, I think that the Deputy Mayor should move and become the mayor for the next year and so many months. It's in the best interest of the town. Now, I know some people are saying it's a separate election, it just should be. However, what would serve in the best interest of the town? That's what eventually comes back to my decision, and I will be supporting the deputy mayor taking over the role as mayor, and whatever comes after that, if there's a by-election or whatever happens, what we're dealing with tonight, but I will be supporting the deputy mayor taking it over for the reasons I've said, I think, but it's the best decision we can make for the interest of the town going forward. So, to have a vote to have 19(1)A, having the mayor, deputy mayor assume the office of mayor for the remainder of the elected mayor's term. Can I have a vote? All those in favor? Aye. All those against? I get to do it again, and this is a more powerful one. Motion carried. At this point in the game, I'm getting used to this, actually. I don't even have to stand up. This is great. I'd like to turn the chair position back to our new mayor and congratulate the former deputy mayor and the new mayor, Mayor Barry Manuel. Thank you, Councilor Mercer.
Well, how am I supposed to take that? Is that my invitation to leave, or?
You're the new mayor.
Well, I'm not going to have a whole lot to say on that. It's a little bit overwhelming, to be honest with you. As I mentioned, being on council, still relatively new, but anybody who knows me, born and raised in this community, and anybody who's followed the things I've been involved in over the years, I think they speak for themselves in terms of what I feel for this community. I love the community, and I'm proud to serve and certainly honored to do so in this role. And I look forward to, more good times ahead and working the best I can with this council and the staff to make things as good as we can here for the citizens of Grand Falls-Windsor. And that's what it's all about. So, moving along, I guess the next thing to take care of would be the position of deputy mayor. And that will be done by election, which the town manager / clerk will conduct for us. So I'll turn it over to him.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Municipalities Act, Section 18.1 and 18.2, states that when there has not been a separate election for deputy mayor, and we do not have a separate election for deputy mayor, the town clerk shall conduct an election by secret ballot of councilors. The procedure for this election is pretty straightforward. I will call for nominations 3 times, after which nominations will cease. When a councilor is nominated, I will ask whether they accept the nomination, and if they do, I will ask for a seconder. The candidate will not vote in the election, but you can stay in the chambers. The candidate will not vote, yes, in the election, but stay in the chambers. We have agreed to use the Municipal Elections Act in the event of a tie. And Section 60 of the Municipal Elections Act states that the tied candidates' names will be placed in a receptacle, and the clerk shall draw one who will be the candidate declared as the deputy mayor. And if you recall, a few years ago, there was just that incident happened in Paradise, I believe, for the mayor's position. So now to proceed with the election. The first call, are there any nominations for the position of deputy mayor?
Mr. Chair, I'd like to nominate Amy Coady-Davis, Councilor Amy Coady-Davis. And as Tom is, I'm going to steal words from Tom saying that she's the best female councilor in the chamber. So give me pleasure to nominate Amy Coady-Davis.
Councilor Amy Coady-Davis, do you accept that nomination?
I do, thank you. Thank you, Councilor Morris.
Can I have a seconder for her nomination? Second call, are there any further nominations for the position of deputy mayor?
Thank you, Mr. Town Clerk. I nominate Councilor Darren Finn.
Councilor Finn, do you accept the nomination?
Yes, I do.
Can I have a seconder for that nomination? Okay. We have a nomination. We have an election. Pardon? Third call. Third call. Are there any further nominations for the position of deputy mayor? Hearing none, I declare nominations closed. Now, at this point, I have 4 ballots, and identical pieces of paper. They'll distribute to the candidates, to the councilors who are not candidates for a vote. I'll give you a second, and I'll come around and collect them in a receptacle that is not a waste paper basket. Write the vote, who you're voting for, put it on, fold it over, do half, and,
Feel like I'm on Survivor here.
I've chosen a festive gift bag as the receptacle.
That's the ballot box.
That's the ballot box. Mr. Mayor, can you look in there and tell me how many ballots are in there so far?
Just the one I just dropped in there, sir.
Do we need scrutineers?
Okay, Gary, I'm gonna need you with the laptop. Ladies and gentlemen, our new deputy mayor is Councilor Darren Finn. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Darren, and congratulations, Amy, as well. I know in my own mind, co-councilors, very, very deserving of that, and I know it was difficult, I'm sure, for all councilors to make a decision there on whose name to put on the piece of paper. I will say, because I think it's important to note, some people, I'm sure, are wondering, the tradition of Grand Falls-Windsor Town Council has been that the councilor with the most votes gets the deputy mayor's position, and just wanted to let folks know that, and people who are here in the chamber, that we did speak to Councilor Mercer, who was, of course, next in votes at the last general election. He indicated that he was not interested in the position of deputy mayor. If he wishes to speak on that, he can, but I just felt it was necessary to point that out so that there's no confusion. Councilor Mercer, good. Okay. Okay, we'll move right along now on the agenda. The next thing is a notice of motion. Any notices of motion? No notices of motion. Other business. Other business, we will start with Councilor Amy Coady-Davis.
Thank you. First off, congratulations, Mayor Manuel and Deputy Mayor Finn. Looking forward to working with the both of you again for the next year and however many months. What was that?
Year and 9 months.
That's right, yeah. So again, congratulations to you both, well deserved. A couple of notes this evening, and more so congratulations than anything. First off, I want to say congratulations to the Grand Falls-Windsor Lions Club on the 58th Annual Santa Claus Parade. Another great parade this year with over 60 entries participating in the parade. High school students did walk the parade route dressed as clowns and mascots to collect hours towards their career hours, which is fantastic and a great, very inventive way actually to get your volunteer hours to go towards your graduation. And there was also the food collected along the route by Beta Sigma Phi for just over $1,000 was raised for the food bank, plus the truck. I believe they were starting to run out of space in the truck that was collecting. So thank you to the residents of Grand Falls-Windsor again for stepping up and supporting such an important cause. The winners this year for the parade, best overall, super proud to say, went to the town of Grand Falls-Windsor. Best depicting Christmas went to Evangel Pentecostal Church. Best originality went to Woodland Primary, and best commercial, Riverview Motors. So again, congratulations to the winners, and of course to all businesses and community groups who participated in this year's parade and for making it such a success. Congratulations to the Queen Street Dinner Theatre on their presentation of A Wonderful Christmas Time. Again, to John Thompson and all staff, and of course to the entertainers. Another fantastic job. You know, so look forward to this every year. It certainly helps to kick off the Christmas season, and as well to you know, really get you in the Christmas mood with wonderful holiday music and entertainment. So again, congratulations to John Thompson and Queen Street Dinner Theatre. And another, it's been a busy few weeks. I did have the opportunity to attend the Fresh Start Theatre and Northcliffe Drama Club's presentation of the best Christmas pageant ever. And I have to say it was one of the best drama club presentations that I have experienced. All actors involved did a fantastic job. To everybody who was involved, Linda Nudio Flynn, as well as David Melinda Anthony, Maxine Stanley, and of course all of the actors and actresses. Again, it was a great night, lots of laughs, and a super job done by all. And of course, from my family to yours, I want to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I want to say thank you for your support over the last year, 2015, and certainly we look forward to your continued support in 2016, and wish you all many blessings in 2016. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Amy Coady-Davis. Before we move on, Councillor Moores, I did intend on doing something before we got into the other business, and I forgot, so I'm going to do it now before we get around. And we got a special guest in chamber this evening, and it's a long-time employee at the town of Grand Falls-Windsor, and formerly, of course, the town of Windsor. And this is Mr. Nichols, Dave Nichols' last official council meeting here with us, and glad to see Dave here and marking this occasion as his last meeting after 37 years, I believe, Dave? 36 years of working as recreation director, and both with the town of Windsor and now with the town of Grand Falls-Windsor for many years. He's going off into the sunset, retiring, leaving us, and I just wanted to make sure that we recognized Dave's presence here tonight, and to thank him for his many years of service, dedicated service, and wish him nothing but the best in his future endeavors. I think we've already got some things in mind that we might be able to get Dave to get involved in, to take up his time, and I think Eileen probably has a few things as well. But Dave, in all seriousness, thanks so much for all your hard work and dedication, and we certainly wish you nothing but the best in the future. Sure. Thanks, Dave. Speech?
I just came to make sure you got your cell phone. You didn't lose it.
Of course, Dave does not, you know, Dave didn't want a big deal made of it and everything, and we certainly appreciate that, but couldn't leave tonight without saying something, so forgive me, Dave. Councillor Moores.
Thank you. That's one of the things that I had on my sheet as well, is congratulating Dave on his retirement. This is his last meeting, I guess, and I was chairman of Parks and Rec, and it was indeed a pleasure to work with you, Dave, and I thank you for all you've done for the citizens of Grand Falls-Windsor.
I fell asleep at 1 a.m. in 36 years.
Dave is taking seriously doing some traveling, and he just spent some time in New York, and he's getting his feet wet, and I spoke to him about my Ireland trip, and looks like both of them are going to go over there too, and I'm sure you'll have a great time. So congratulations, and all the best in the future. I was talking to Santa too, by the way, after the Santa Claus parade, and we had something like 124 kids that called in, and parents that called in for their kids to recognize their kids at the parade. So Santa told me to say thank you for that, and he said he had a great time being Santa.
Poor old Santa looked like he was mesmerized there to me, trying
He
to...
was. He told me that the list was just too long, and they're going to find a different way to take care of the list next year. I'd like to congratulate you, Mr. Mayor, on your new position, and Deputy Mayor Finn, congratulations. And I would like to take this time to say thank you to all the volunteers of Grand Falls-Windsor for the thousands of work hours that you've put into our community in the past. We do appreciate it, and thank you so much. To all the citizens of Grand Falls-Windsor, let me say I do hope that you all have a very Merry Christmas and a prosperous and joyful New Year. From our house to your house, our family to your family, from me to you, Merry Christmas, everyone.
Thank you, Councillor Moores. Councillor Mercer.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'll go to call you Mr. Mayor then, but haven't we got to go through a formal swearing-in ceremony?
No.
We don't? Okay, I figured we'd take the oath of office or something, right?
Oh, yeah, where's your chain?
Yes.
But
Down the office.
talking about swearing-in ceremonies, last Monday I had an invitation to attend the swearing-in at Government House in St. John's, and I'd like to congratulate our now former Mayor Al Hawkins on his appointment as Minister of Work, Services and Transportation. So immediately following the swearing-in ceremony, I walked right up to him, past everyone, and I said, "Congratulations, Minister. On behalf of the town of Grand Falls-Windsor, I'd like to make this your first official request. We'd like to have you come back to our town, and we've got a wish list of items that we're looking for, and if you're not familiar with them, we will gladly provide you with a briefing note," right? So, in all good spirits and fun, we did have a laugh at that, and I did provide him with a little briefing note on the fly, so I am looking forward to it. It is his first official visit, and I did tell him that we won't take no or any delays as an answer, and I know he does have a busy schedule. Apparently last week he's been doing 14, 16-hour days reading through briefing books, that kind of thing, but we will be putting in a meeting request, and we will be looking to fulfill our wish list. So anyway, congrats to the former mayor, and congrats to yourself and now Deputy Mayor Finn. In addition to that, if you walked in our main entrance of Town Hall today night, or you've seen it lit up anytime this past month, you'll see two big words: Merry Christmas. Don't be afraid to say it. It is a holiday. It is our holiday. I understand where people are coming from when they come say happy holidays, that kind of thing. But I'd like to congratulate council and staff for using the expression Merry Christmas. And with that, I'd like to wish each and every one of you a joyous Merry Christmas and happy holidays, and all the best for 2016. And for most people, especially my wife and my family, and Christmas is joyous. We got 3 little kids at home, 3 toddlers, all looking forward to Santa Claus coming. But on the other side of the coin, there are people in our community that are home alone, by themselves, family living away, maybe a loved one has just passed. So if you know of anyone in the community that won't be having the joyous Christmas like you may be experiencing at home, do a good deed. Reach out, invite them over for Christmas Day dinner, have them, welcome them in your house, be part of the family, and do a good thing for yourself and for the community in general, because that's what Christmas is all about. And when we think of Christmas, Christmas is sort of synonymous with the Salvation Army and the Kettle Drive. I notice former Mayor Walwyn Blackmore's in the council chambers tonight. He chairs the kettle campaign locally, and I think all the slots are filled up right up to Christmas Eve. I myself will be filling a slot on the 23rd at Dominion, so if you're going to be around, feel free to stop by. And if you would like to make a donation, fine. If not, fine again. And I think it was the last council meeting I mentioned about the Salvation Army, and that a lot of people these days pay by cash, or don't pay by cash like they used to. They pay by Visa and debit. So if you walk by, there's no shame in not having cash in your pocket. Most people use debit and Visa these days. Like, I haven't got cash in my pocket right now. If I reached in my pocket and found some cash, first thing I'd have to think is I got somebody else's pants on, right? Because I always use the tap option, that kind of thing. But don't feel ashamed in walking by and not having any cash. But if you want to, you can go home and log onto your computer, salvationarmy.org, follow the links, go right to the different geographical areas of Canada, and you can make a donation online using Visa, MasterCard, or debit, and the money will go directly to that region. So, anyway, moving on, sorry to be so long-winded,
That's okay.
Mr. Mayor.
That's okay.
I'd like to congratulate as well Mr. Dave Nichols on his retirement, this being his last official meeting tonight. Myself, Councillor Pinsent, and yourself came on board as new councillors here just a little over 2 years ago, and Dave Nichols has been an inspiration, he's been a mentor, and he's been everything that I felt I needed as a councillor in learning the ropes here at Town Hall. So I'd like to congratulate you on your retirement, sir, and I wish you and Eileen all the best in health, happiness, and getting out and doing some quilting or partaking in some other activities that you sometimes do. So enjoy to the fullest, and I wish you nothing but the best for 2016 and beyond, sir. Anyway, Mr. Mayor, my apologies again for being long-winded.
We're used to that by now. Thank you, Councillor Mercer. Councillor Pinsent.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Doesn't that sound different to say? Once again, congratulations on being the mayor. Lofty, when 2 years ago we sat in here, we're all, didn't know what we had ourselves in for. And then 2 years later, a little over 2 years later, made a decision to make you mayor. And hopefully you'll make us proud. I think you will. You've done a great job up to now. And I've told faith in you, and to both people who offered to step up to be deputy mayor. I mean, it was a tough choice, you know, because two of you were just, you two of you can do the job. There's no question about it. As Councillor Mercer, I think everybody around the table could do the job. So I commend you for stepping up. There's a bit more time commitment. But of course, everybody has their own individual thing to do. But kudos to two of you, and I look forward to working with you all like I have been working. I haven't got very much tonight, Mr. Mayor. I know that's you're kind of relieved, but I'd like to thank staff, senior staff in particular, for this last 2 years, but this last year. And it's been, lots of times we never always agreed. There have been times that, but I don't apologize for that, but we've done it respectfully. And I think that's been something, and I've learned a lot. You guys have taught us a lot. And, a lot of the things that go on in the town, and I could go on and on and on if I had time, but the new mayor would enact his new powers, hit the gavel, which is very powerful, by the way, and sort of stop me. But, just seeing the day-to-day things that go on, if there's any time I needed something, I had a question, if I emailed any of the senior staff, the town manager, or anybody, I got a prompt response. May not have been a response I liked, but I got a prompt response. And in looking at, just in the budgeting and how they're so keen, they treat this money like it's their very own. And they do not spend it unless they need to. And that's something that I think the residents of Grand Falls-Windsor, I'll just use Public Works as an example. If the tender comes in and the cenotaph, what are they doing? They're taking it upon themselves to make sure that's ready for a Beaumont Hamel celebration. So, I'd like to thank them that, we get up here and we talk and we do, and other councils, I see the former mayor is here, and I'm sure he would say the same thing, that, our town staff has been excellent top to bottom, and I think we're the envy of the province, to be truthful. And so thanks to them. I look forward to another year, and I will battle with you. We will fight and we'll argue, and at the end of it, we'll tip of glass, and away we go. But that's the way it should be. So once again, thanks, guys. It's been great, and look forward to the next year. I would like also to say what Councilor Mercer said about the Salvation Army kettles and the Christmas season, and there are people that need it. I feel guilty every time I walk by a kettle, and that's all right. So I should. So I make sure I have money in my pocket. So, and if you can, give. There are people, and all jokes aside, there are people out there that are hurting. And so I encourage people that, you think you got it bad, there's people who got it worse off, a lot worse off than in here. So I encourage everybody to give. Be guilty to walk by the kettle. That's fine. I'm fine with feeling guilty. Someday I'm going to talk about it, but I don't want to go into great detail. We've seen a lot of negativity in the last couple of months. And a lot of people have been focusing on one little specific issue or this little issue and things of this nature, and the whole thing has just gone to pot type thing. And I don't buy that. If I make a decision, I make a decision, the best decision I make at the time. And I'm more, I guess, this glass is half empty all the time, and there's doom and gloom, and this is what's going on. And it's sort of, that could creep in, and that could kind of, but one thing I like about this group of people that are here is that we keep positive things. And we got a lot of things to be positive about. Okay? We maybe never, everything hasn't been a glowing success. But let's talk about the successes for a second. We have a dog park. How many towns boast a dog park? Now we get criticized because we don't have lights in the dog park, or we're not going to plow the snow in the wintertime in the dog park, but we have a dog park, state of the art. We have just opened up a splash pad that people went, kids, just to see the kids' joy, that was enough. A lot of hard work put on by this council and previous councils too, just give them full credit where credit's due, and to our town staff and everybody to make that possible. In that splash pad, also around it, if you go down there, you'll see state-of-the-art, and I said it in my budget speech, and I mean it, state-of-the-art. I've never seen it like it in any town our size. And it's not only state-of-the-art playing for kids, there's also exercise machines and everything for our adults. So these have been the successes that we've had. We've had more paving. If it moved, we painted it. If we didn't move, we paved it. Okay, so, I mean, we've been doing more paving, I think, keeping up with the paving. We've been carrying on that tradition that the former mayor was responsible. They did a lot of things, and we're carrying on with that tradition. So to say that, oh, look, they did this, and because of this, we're not getting paving, and we're not getting any of the infrastructure, and it's all being ignored, is total nonsense. Total nonsense, and our successes speak for themselves. So if somebody wants to focus on one little thing, fill your boots. We're going to continue to move on, pave when we need to pave, we're going to be aggressive at that, we're going to build more parks, and we're going to make this town a good and great place to live. So those people who want to be doom and gloom, like I said, you have full right to do that, but however, we're going to continue on a positive path and move on. This year is going to be 25th anniversary, 25 years already. Hard to believe, former mayor, 25 years already. And he was the architect, one of the architects that built this. And our job is to continue on, and we plan to. So this year coming up, 2016, it's going to be a great year. And it's going to be a positive year, and it's going to be the 25th anniversary, and we're going to celebrate it. And we're going to move on. So the distractors, fill your boots, whatever you want to do, go mad. Now, that was my thing. Let's get to some else. Dave, and the other people have been ringing your accolades. I've known Dave, oh my God, I've known you a long time. How'd that happen? We're only 29. How'd that figure out? But I've known Dave for a long time, even before I came on council. I've worked with Dave on some projects, and we've been friends for a long time. And he's always a person we go down, and I just drop by his office. It's been that even since before I was on council. And 2.5 hours there, we're still talking. About what? I have no idea. Only dropped in to say hello, how's everything going? And I'm there 2 hours. But Dave, I'm going to miss you when you go. I'm going to miss those going over and sitting down and having those long chats. He still wants to be my road manager. You never know. You never know. But good luck in your retirement. I don't know if it's a retirement or you're just going on to new things. But whatever you decide to go on to, you're too young to just go home and sit in a rocking chair, I'll tell you that. Eileen won't let you do that, and you shouldn't do that. So we look forward to seeing you at our events, still being part of it. I think one thing I noticed at the Christmas party the other night, it's not just a staff, it's almost like a family. Well, that's one thing I noticed the other night. And we'll continue to be part of the family. We wish you good luck, and you go on and do some of the other things that you do. And Mayor, newly mayor, that's it for me this evening.
Mayor Emanuel. Councillor Pinsent had a second win.
Yes, I thought Councilor Mercer was the long-winded one.
Just a couple of congratulations. Congratulations to your, I thought I heard a phone ringing.
You did.
Congratulations to you, Mayor Emanuel, on being appointed as mayor. And I'd like to thank council for your appointment to me as deputy mayor. So thank you very much. Again, I want to congratulate Councillor Pinsent and all of council on the formulation of the budget. A lot of work went into it, as I said earlier, and I just thank you for your work and for the work of staff in compiling that document. I would like to congratulate Mr. Dave Nichols on his retirement as well. Dave, if I may call him Dave tonight, be a little more informal. Dave was the head of Parks and Recreation, and then I like to, is kind of like Public Works, you know, it does the sexy part of our business, you know, like you get the parks and all the nice things citizens like to do, road paving, not like finance, right? That's right. Where, you're not reporting, you know, things you can kick or people can appreciate, albeit I know finance is very critical. Not to minimize that, Mr. Griffin. So, you know, all of the things we've bragged about as a council over the past few years, well, my 10 years, as a matter of fact, you know, the parks development, the operation of the stadiums, all of these initiatives in recreation and our leisure services is under the department that Mr. Nichols led. And I want to thank you for your good service and your support to me over the years that I've been involved, and I know you've been involved for many more years before me. So thank you very much for all of your service, Dave. Just a housekeeping item with respect to garbage collection. Christmas is Friday, the 24th of this week coming, and January 1st is New Year's Day, which is also Friday. Garbage collection is important. And so for the 24th, with the Friday, obviously we're not collecting garbage on that Friday. We're collecting it on the 28th, Monday. And for January 1st, which is New Year's Day, which is a Friday, we're collecting garbage on the following Monday, the 4th. So for each Friday, over the holidays, the garbage collection is on the following Monday, is I guess the easiest way to remember. As well, the information is on our website, so you can refer to the website just to be sure what day your garbage is being collected on. Also, for the benefit of our citizens during this busy week, unfortunately our lights at the intersection of Cromer and Pinsent Drive are out and the control mechanism is shot. And it's going to take us a couple of weeks to fix that or get the parts to replace it. It's something that's unavoidable at the moment. We're doing everything we can to expedite that. But just want to encourage people to be patient at that intersection while you're rushing around. And we're doing it, and let you know that we're doing everything we can to get that fixed in a timely manner. So I just wanted to share that with the public. And just to conclude, Mr. Mayor, I would like to wish a Merry Christmas to all of you as councillors, to the staff, senior staff that I've worked with every day and every evening, just about, and to the employees of the town, and indeed to all the citizens, and from my family to all of your families. I want to wish you a very happy Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. So thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Finn. And before I get into my closing remarks, I know the town manager is going to have a few words to say as well, but I will extend the invitation out to the other staff that are in attendance. If you wanted to pass line greetings, you could do so. If not, Mr. Pinsent can do so on your behalf. I don't see any takers. Everybody's pointing at the town manager, so Mr. Town Manager, take her away.
Mr. Mayor, I've got to say that I'm a very fortunate man in that we've got a great workforce, probably one of the best workforces anywhere in the country, and they're the reason that our services are done to the standard that they are. They also have the support of council, who provides, the budget for equipment that we use, and without the proper tools, they can't do their work, and, they do have the proper tools. The people who I work with very closely are the department heads, of course, and the people who I directly supervise. And when Councillor Pinsent talks about a family, that's exactly what it is. I mean, we've worked together, myself and Director of Finance, Director of Engineering Works, Director of Parks and Recreation for many years. As a matter of fact, 4 of us have a combined service of 118 years of municipal service, and Dave's got the lion's share at 37. I remember 25 years ago when amalgamation went on, and it started like a year before Mayor Blackmore, or former Mayor Blackmore, and at one time we had 2 councils, or 3 councils on the go at the one time, because one council was elected in September, I believe it was then, and so we had the new amalgamated council that had 9 councillors, and then we had the original Town of Grand Falls Council and the Town of Windsor Council all acting simultaneously. So you think we have a lot of meetings now. We had a lot of meetings then, and but when we amalgamated, Dave took on the role, and it was an expanded role as well from what we had previously, because he became responsible for not only the recreation part, but also for the unionized labor that maintained all the fields and that sort of thing, which previous to amalgamation was separated. Public Works in Grand Falls had that element of it. And those first few years were pretty interesting. Would you agree, David? And they were pretty tough years, actually, to get things started. And Dave has, persevered in that job, and dealing with all the groups and the general public is not easy when you're that close to the general public and concentrated groups, that have concentrated interest in sports and this sort of thing. And when you look at the way that our landscaping program has evolved in the last 25 is miraculous, really. And Dave was, instrumental in doing all of that. And not only that, he hit us hard in the budget too with manpower, because we're doubling our manpower in the last 7 years, I'd say. But there's justifiable positions. You need every single one of them. If we're going to have our landscaping done to the degree it is, with the flower beds we have and all that sort of thing, it takes a lot of direction, a lot of management, and Dave was instrumental in that. Also, when you look at all the events that we have now, we have dozens all through the year, and we've got staff for event management. We have the expertise here in this town now to host events for 25 people up to 25,000, and we can do it. When you look at the evolution of it all, and Dave can write a book on it. And so David, from me as the town manager, I'd like to thank you for your years of service and wish you nothing but the best, you and Eileen, in your retirement, because you deserve it. The other thing I'd like to do is to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, all our workers, all the general public, and particularly council. And I look forward to working with our new mayor, our new deputy mayor, and the rest of the council. I survived a lot of mayors, but you might do me in. Anyway, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Okay, thank you, Mike. And I'm not going to take much time really at all, but there are a few things I wanted to mention. Councillor Coady-Davis mentioned the Christmas parade, and thanks to the Lions Club for organizing that. I know Wanda Healy was the chairperson, I believe, and as Amy mentioned, there was a lot of great things with regards to the food bank, the donations. They had high school students out doing their community hours who were doing collections as well, and the participation was fantastic, not only from the people in the parade, but along the streets as well. So it was a great job, and thanks to Wanda and all the people who helped on that. And also like to echo the comments on Fresh Start Theater play. Best Christmas pageant ever that took place this past weekend. 2 shows, and again, congratulations to Linda Nudio Flynn and Dave and Melinda Anthony and Maxine Stanley, and of course everybody who's involved in that. And it just shows, you know, every time I go into the Arts and Culture Center for those types of shows, I find myself saying I should do this more often, because it's fantastic, and the performance was fun, and the kids and the adults that were in there did a great job, and it's something that I know this council has been looking to try to support as much as we possibly can. The arts, and in particular Fresh Start and Northcliffe Drama have saw some revitalization the last couple of years, which is good to see as well. The kettle, I want to mention that Mayor Blackmore does such a good job on the kettle that when I showed up to my shift Saturday afternoon, there was already someone there on the kettle. I said, I'm here to relieve you. She said, I just got here. And she refused to leave. So it's nice to know that we got lots of people stepping up, and obviously a great cause in the Salvation Army, and you know, of all the charities out there, it's in my mind the best, and they step up to the plate whenever needed, and at this time of year certainly they do so through the kettle drive, and Mayor Blackmore does a good job in chairing that. And this Christmas season upon us, I know Councillor Pinsent had some words about, you know, what you consider some negativity in that, and I think, you know, and it comes with the territory when you're involved in this stuff. I think everybody recognizes that, and certainly respect anybody's opinion. You know, I get people coming up to me sometimes saying, you know, here's how I feel about a certain issue, and it's like, no offense, you know, and I say, well, no, absolutely no offense taken. I mean, I totally respect your opinion, and whether it's the same as mine is irrelevant, you know, but all the citizens are entitled to it, and you know, we're big people in this chamber, and we can certainly take the criticism that comes along with the praise, which we get a lot of as well, and I'm quite happy with what we've been able to accomplish in 2015 and what I'm sure will carry over into 2016. I'd encourage everybody this Christmas season to get into the spirit of giving, and Councillor Mercer mentioned earlier, you know, there are people in need. Sometimes they're a lot closer to you than what you may realize. So do something nice for your neighbor or your friend. If you do know someone that may be lonely or something this Christmas, reach out, invite them over, drop in for a visit, give them a phone call, send them a text, whatever the case may be, because it might be just a thing to bring up their spirits, you know. It's such a special time of year, and I'd like to wish all the council and senior management Merry Christmas, and certainly echo all the comments that the town manager said about what a great workforce we have, and I'd like to all their families and to our workers, a Merry Christmas as well, and to our citizens. Certainly hope you have a very, very, very Merry Christmas, safe and enjoyable one. Please don't drink and drive. If you are to partake, make sure you make sensible choices, and I hope you all have a very prosperous new year, and that will be it for us in 2015. The one thing left is to look for a motion for adjournment. Councillor Mercer, and seconded by Councillor Moores. All those in favor? Contrary-minded? Motion carried.